Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tuesday Autumn and I am a psychic intuitive, tarot reader, astrologer, artist, and musician. So here on my channel, I like to talk about my spiritual insights and also share some of my creative and spiritual journey with you all. I'm also going to be starting a blog very soon, so look out for that. I'll be leaving links below once that's all set up. So today we're going to be talking about living multidimensionally and how you can gain your own multidimensional perspective, what that means, and how that benefits your life and accelerates your spiritual progress. So without further ado, let's get started. So I have my notes here on my computer. Don't mind if I'm looking over here, I'm just looking at my notes. So we live in a 15-dimensional universe. This universe is called a time matrix, and it basically lays out the blueprint and the foundation of what our time matrix or universe looks like. These time matrix is based off of a tri-wave, which is like three-dimensional energy like frequencies. So for example, the first, third, and the first, second, and third dimensions create a tri-frequency and build up our three-dimensional world because we experience all of those dimensions. The first dimension will have to do with things like atoms and minerals. The second dimension will have to do with things like flowers and plants, insects, and the third dimension has to do with, animals, humans, people who experience the world from a three-dimensional perspective, and then we move on up into higher dimensions. So as you incarnate through the dimensions, you incarnate from the higher source consciousness, which is all the way at the top, which is 15-dimensional consciousness. And when you project yourself through that consciousness, you inhabit each of the consecutive levels simultaneously. So for example, if I want to incarnate into the 7th dimension, I have to incarnate from the 15th, 14th, 13th, 12th, 11th, etc. on into the 7th dimension, and that way I can actually experience the 7th dimension and experience those frequencies there. So now that I've given a little bit of a background and some detail on that, I'm going to get into what living multidimensionally means. Well, since we're incarnated in the 3 dimension on planet Earth, we are incarnated all the way from the 5th dimension all the way through to the 3rd dimension, which means there's different aspects of our soul group, and our higher self, our monad, that exist in those different triad frequencies and dimensions. What's really cool about this is that we have access to higher dimensions all the time. Sometimes people believe that, we're in the 3rd dimension. It's easy to just, get lost here and get trapped in the trap of separation or the illusion of separation, when in reality there exists so much more than that. And because we are already existing in those higher planes, we have access to it as well. There's just a bit of a veil of forgetfulness that can be overcome. So all past, present, and future timelines exist simultaneously as well. So in addition to existing in all of the dimensions, we also exist in all past, present, and future timelines. This includes past lives, future lives, extraterrestrial lives, and they're all happening at once, because in reality, past, present, and future all are the same thing. So this also means that, this also segues into the fact that all possible timelines exist as well. So if you are thinking in your mind, should I get matcha or should I get a mocha latte? Those two timelines exist simultaneously because you thought of them. Therefore, they have the probability of occurring. And in one timeline, you chose matcha, and in the other, you chose the mocha latte. And that means that there's, a bifurcation of the timeline where you exist in these two different possibilities. So you can see how this can get a little bit complicated, and why sometimes, explaining this sort of theory can be a little bit convoluted or confusing. So I also want to mention that in addition to all of these different timelines, the different dimensions that we exist in simultaneously, as well as the different, the past, present, and future that we exist in simultaneously, we also have star portals that connect us to these different dimensions, to these different frequencies, timelines, dimensions, etc. So the star portals are the stars that we see in the sky, and each of those portals connect to a different galaxy or a different energy or a different dimension. For example, Arcturus connects to the 7th dimension, the Pleiades connect to the 5th dimension, and Sirius connects to the 6th dimension. So these star portals are holding the frequencies of kind of the gate frequency of entering into that dimension, and the beings that live there anchor in kind of the template or the DNA of that frequency in a sense. So as we open up our psychic perception, it is possible for us to perceive multiple dimensions simultaneously. This can come through past life dreams, this can come through visions, this can come during your meditation, and also visitations from your extraterrestrial guides as well. During this time period, it's really important that we awaken all of this energy and these connections so that we can fully integrate our karma and complete karmic cycles that have been repeating and repeating and repeating for the last, I think it's 21,000 years or so. That's been repeating and repeating since the initial cataclysm of Atlantean times. So it's been really, really difficult for all of the souls who have been trapped here, or rather working on their karma on Earth since Atlantean times, trying to resolve all of the things that happened when that initial cataclysm happened, and even as far back as Lemuria. The important message that we take from this is that living multidimensionally, being aware of all of these different aspects of selves in past lives as well as future lives and higher timelines, it makes us able to integrate our karma and heal our soul fragments and heal any ancestral wounds and ancestral fragments as well, so that we can become whole and bring a sense of well-being, a serenity, a center, grounding, and balance to the earth, as well as a connection to higher frequencies that have been cut off from us for such a long time. So it's really important that we do that, because we're the gatekeepers to this higher vibration. That's why a lot of us have incarnated from the Pleiades, from Sirius, from all of these different star systems, carrying this energy signature, so that we can bring balance and peace and love to the earth, so that the earth can ascend and complete her karmic cycle and no longer be trapped by negative karma and negativity in general. So ways that you can connect with living multidimensionally is by doing meditations. A lot of times you'll also get dreams of past lives or intuitions about things that you should study spiritually, like if you're very interested in Egyptian pantheons, or you're very interested in crystals or music or whatever it is, you probably studied those things in past lives, and you probably have a deeper connection to them on the inside and within your soul that is not completely apparent. But the more that you study, the more that you open yourself up to this possibility of there being multiple dimensions, the more that it exists, and the more that you're able to pull that in and make that a reality for yourself, so that you can have the wisdom to have full and complete mastery over yourself, because you know what you did in past lifetimes, you see the potential possibility for future lifetimes, and you take the gifts from your higher self and your higher aspects that are existing on higher vibrational planets and star systems. So this is really important. I hope that this message came across. If you need any help, you can message me or comment down below, and also call on your spirit guides, call on your extraterrestrial guides and your angels to help you in doing this and transmuting the karmic energy and working to unify yourself in a very balanced and integrated way. So thank you so much for listening to this video. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have comments, let me know. Subscribe, like, and share this video if you found it great. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.